72 years ago, at the age of 14, I went to the local cinema, the Odeon, and watched a film called Destination Moon. In that film, 3 astronauts ascended in a rocket ship, landed on the moon, did a few experiments, and then returned to Earth in the same rocket. It was a dramatic film, of course, and it was really popular at the time. And here we are, 72 years later, and we're making a big deal out of being able to send a rocket to the moon and bring the same rocket back again. Well, Elon Musk is doing that. So, why did it take so long? Is it because we human beings are slow learners? I was reading in Conversations with God, Book 3, how we are informed that human beings are barely out of infancy. We're just babies so far. We've got so much to learn. And of course, the author of the book, Neil Donald Walsh, was quite upset about that. He thought that human beings were pretty advanced humans, pretty advanced beings. But no, we're not. What's really set us apart from animals? Now, we know that animals can communicate in various ways. We know they have languages of sorts. They make noises which are understood by their own species. But we've moved something beyond that. We now have language. But that language has a lot of limitations. Mostly, what we say is not completely 100% understood by others who listen to us. We have this thing called semantics, the meanings of words and how they're interpreted differently. Now, I only know how to speak the English language. I don't know French, I don't know German, I don't know Chinese or Japanese. And if I see those languages or hear them, they mean nothing to me. Nothing at all. Well, maybe I might understand a little bit of French, maybe a little bit of Spanish, because for a while I worked in a telecommunications room where messages were sent by teleprinter, and I used to have to type them up. And after a while you would get the gist of what the message said, even though you couldn't interpret it correctly or 100%. Nevertheless, I rest my case. Language is the thing which sets us apart from the animals. But we've still got a long way to go so that mistakes don't occur as they do at the moment. Destination Moon. I remember the film so well. They used to have a little model of a rocket ship and the various parts, fuel tanks, crew members' seats, put in the foyer of the cinema so you could examine it. Whether it would be like anything like that today, who knows? Nevertheless, it was something which certainly aroused the imagination of the young. 1950 that was. It was another 19 years, almost 20 years before they put the first man on the moon. And then nothing since. We certainly make progress very slowly. It's probably the same with our language skills. We get this interpretation that people know exactly what we mean, what they mean, and what we mean. Not so. It's something we have to work on all our lives, understanding that whatever we say will be misunderstood in some degree, greater or lesser. It's up to us to become masters of the language that we speak so it becomes lesser.